Hey, I'm Vicky and I love Leonardo da Vinci, so here are 10 facts about him. First, a little disclaimer, I don't speak Italian, so if I mess up the pronunciation, I apologize. Anyways, number 1. His name was Leonardo di Piero da Vinci. Leonardo is his name. Di Piero refers to his father Piero, and da Vinci is of Vinci, the town he was born in. This was a time when some people had last names and some people did not, and he did not. So that's why scholars will normally refer to him as Leonardo, whereas people with last names like Niccolo Machiavelli get called by their last names. So if you do call him Da Vinci, people know who you're talking about, but that's not actually his name. It's just where he was born. It's a little like if you called me Da Orange or of Orange. It's just where I was born, not actually my name. Number 2, he was born April 15th, 1452, and died May 2nd, 1519. That meant he was living during the Renaissance, and more specifically, he was around during the Italian High Renaissance. So some famous people he met during his life included Michelangelo, Raphael, Botticelli, Machiavelli, as well as various members of the Medici, Sforza, and Borgia families. 3. He was a bastard. His parents were not married. His father, previously mentioned, was Piero, and he was a notary in Florence. His mother was named Caterina Lippi, and she was an orphan living in Vinci. Shortly after his birth, both of his parents married different people. Number 4, he never finished shit. So the exact number of paintings he finished is up for debate. I have a quote I would like to read for that. From Isaacson, curator at the National Gallery of London and then the Metropolitan Museum of New York. He started probably no more than 20 pictures in a career that lasted nearly half a century, and only 15 surviving pictures are currently agreed to be entirely his, of which at least 4 are to some degree incomplete. That was a few years ago, so it's possible those numbers have changed since then. What number am I on? Okay. Number 5. While he left us with very few finished artworks, he did leave over 7,000 pages of his personal notebooks. These notebooks include sketches, observations, shopping lists, just all sorts of things. And those notebooks are currently scattered all over the world, mostly in Europe. Bill Gates actually owns some. Yeah, it's cool. Number 6, he actually had very little formal education. He did go to an abacus school where he learned like reading, writing, arithmetic, but he never learned Greek or Latin, which was a common thing to learn in those days. And actually, he did try to learn Latin when he was like 30, but never got very far. Number 7, he was left-handed. This is useful for identifying his drawings and paintings because you can tell whether it was drawn with the left or the right hand by the hatch marks. Left would go one way, right goes the other way. This is also most likely why he wrote backwards in his notebooks. You might have heard about his mirror script, meaning he wrote from the right to the left. It's just easier to drag a pen across than to push it, and it's less messy that way. Number 8, he was gay. This is still very much debated. Some people say he's gay, some say he's bi, some people say he's straight, but they are wrong. Honestly, I could write like a whole essay on just this, But for now, I'll just tell you that we have significant evidence he was interested in men and evidence that he was not interested in women. Number 9, he was hot. A lot of his early biographers will go on about how good looking he was. I have a quote from Giorgio Vasari. Men saw this in Leonardo da Vinci, who displayed great physical beauty, which has never been sufficiently praised, a more than infinite grace in every action, and an ability so fit and so vast that wherever his mind turned to difficult tasks, he resolved them completely with ease. More specifically, he was somewhat tall for the era and known as well-proportioned. He had flowing golden curls. He also was known for wearing colorful clothing. Specifically, his favorite color was pink. He was also just a charming conversationalist. People liked to spend time with him. And number 10, he was the true definition of a Renaissance man. These days he's best known for his paintings and drawings. You might also be familiar with some of his inventions. He was also into architecture, anatomy. He was not good at arithmetic, but he was good at geometry. He liked to read. He loved birds. He wrote like a whole book on birds that he never published. He had so many interests, and he was pretty good at a lot of things. That's everything for today. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.